Mawa. Kairab.
Wakaza. Ahab. Wakazabak. Wakatazal Maina. Kal Nashka. Yaka.
Amawa.
Ashur. Amarawa. Naya. Rasha. Lanawa. Ata. Na'a. Wa'at. Alahayam. Alahaya. Shaya. Ata. Mawa. Kalgala. Kwash. Lapan. Rakawa. Raka. Kayash. Tabaraya. Yaira. Wakal. Aha Abaha. Taha'al. Al'at. Harayam. Kan. Tarad. Apama. Basha. I. Raka. Waba. Sha. Wafa. Taka. Ta'aba. Alam. Mala'a. Pan. Ya'am. Kola. Awan. Wa. Bakwash. Shamaraka. Yahawa. Yawabasha. Wabaala. Wa'idiyai. Wakapara. Wa Ahabadawa. Wa'idaiwa. Kaya. Ata. Shamaka. Yahawa. Labadka. Ailawan. Ailkal. Atazara.
What we just said, keep not thou silence. O Mosai, hold not thy peace. And be not still, O Mosai. For lo, thy enemies make it tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are conferred against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and Moab, and the Hagarenes, and Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have Falcon, the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Oreb,
at the brook of Oreb,
as like to Ziba,
as like the Sabbath,
yea, all the prince of Zabah,
all the princes of Sabbath,
and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take ourselves to the houses of the Most High,
let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High,
in possession. O Most High, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So prosecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Most High, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the Most High over all the earth. Sir, says I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, all things living. Yahweh, the name of Yahweh. Listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us. Thy prophets, the teachers, the prince, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter in thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nation, and their drug dealers, court systems, prison systems, Planned Pyramid, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, I.S.U.P.K, Aryan Nation, Kenneth, Fundamentalist, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channels, the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in our way, or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro throughout the earth, and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderers. Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy words. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake up thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, thank you always. So be it. Sir?
Yeah. You have to continue from the book of Genesis again. You know, this is I.S.U.P.K Sabbath service. You need to continue the reason of the Hebrew from continue the reading of the Hebrew from the book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 4. Book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 4. Wayatana laka ata bara kata abara yama laka ra'aika aita ataka lara wataka. Ata arataza maga rayaka ashara natana ala hayama la'a Bara Hama, the sky. Waya Shalaka, Yataza Kakwa, Ata wa Yaai Kwaba, Waya Laka, Pada Naha, Adam, Alabana, Bana, Bata, Ya'ala, Ha'ara, Maya, Aka, Akaya, Ba, Ahaya, Rabba, Ha, Am, Wa'ai, Kwaba, Wa'ai, Shawa, Waya, Ra'a, Aisha, Kaya, Baraka, Yatazaka, Ata, Ya'ai, Kwaba, Washa, Laka, Atawa, Pada, Naha, Adam, Aram, Lakwa, Kata, Lawa, Mashaim, Ashaha, Raka, Ata, Waya, Taza, Aila, Laam, La'a, Taraka, Ashaha, Maiba, Na, Shata, Ka, Kanaai. The 7. Wa, Waya, Shamai. Ya Shamai, Ya Ai, Kwaba, Al Abba, Ya Yawa, Wa Ala, Ama, Wa Waha, Waya, Laka, Pada, Naha, Aram was 8. Waya, Kwa'a, Ai, Shawa, Kaya, Ra'ai, Wata, Bana, Wata, Kana, Aina, Ba'ai, Yana, Ya, Yataza, Ka, Kwa, Abba, Yawa, now we come here. Waya, Laka, Ai, Shawa, Alaya, Shamai, Ai, Allah, Waya, Kwaka, Ata, Maka, Lata, Bata, Yashamai, Allah, Bana, Abara, Hama, Aka, Wata, Naba, Yawata, I, Nasha, Yawa, Lawa, La'a, Shaha. Yaha Wayataza'a Ya'ai Kwaba Maba Ara Shabai Waya Laka Kara Naha.
Genesis chapter 28 and verse 4. And gave thee the blessings of Abraham to thee and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which the Most High gave unto Abraham. Verse 5. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Padan Aram unto Laban, son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob, and Esau's mother. Verse 6. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob, and sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from thence, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Verse 7. And Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Padan Aram. So seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father. Verse 9. Then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wife which he had Mahalat, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nabajat, to be his wife. Verse 10. And Jacob went out from Bathsheba and went towards Haran. All right, so when we start as verse, that's coming on from verse 3, right? We didn't read things because it don't start, but when you go back and forth, this is where you see now, like, you know, anybody coming into the world and thing is the Most High doing. So like when they check and thing, you know, some people want to say, hey, they want to go and do abortion and thing like that. So by you keep on multiplying and thing, it's all the Most High doing when your nation getting big. Even when you go to like a woman making child and things. So all these things like to come to show and all to like people wanna say they're gonna keep birthdays and things, but you're not in charge of bringing in life into this world, and it's all about the Most High doing. So Most High could just make how small you want, and can make how big you want, and let's keep on multiplying here and things too. So everything today is about the Most High, right? And then after now, when we go and check now again from the birth Esau and all too, again it's like it up to now the script doesn't show you one thing this man do good. And even like when you go back and all to say how cunning this man is, and how trippy this man is, right? So when you go back and all to, right, so this is where you're seeing Jacob now following what his parents tell him, right? And thing, right? So you know, like I say now, do the thing that parents say life will be long and things. So Jacob following what his mother father tell him take a wife of his own, right? And thing, right? Up come now Esau the trippy. So this is what Esau, right? So Esau father tell him, do not take the daughters of Canaan and thing, right? And now what just right, but you know already, right? Is he still had to stay, he had to stay within the same thing as following as the brother and all too. And what you do, so if I tell them don't take the daughters of Canaan, right? Yeah, right. But you didn't tell me you didn't tell me take not the daughters of Ishmael. And things. So he gone and he say he gone now and like he trippy now. Go and take a daughter Ishmael now and things too. So that they tell you again too. This man that's out to just do evil, right? You anything you think about, and there's nothing good in the scripture about Esau there. And then
Again, just to add on with the officer bringing out a valid point concerning with Esau. But remember now, everything is instructions, and as a child growing up, you will get, instructions from your parents, what to do and what not to do. And now, seeing that, again, with that training, and then now the child now decided, yeah, what's going on? I'm going to do my own thing and not follow, the guidance of my parents, and just again, as the officer said, turn away from the voice of your parents. And what you went and do, take a wife from the Canaanite. And now, as you say, as you coming back now to the point now where that Jacob now, the forefather, the 12 generation of Israel, following the instructions just as was laid down, from his father. And again, on last week when we was going into it now, as we see now, where the blessing went to Jacob as the rightful heir, because as the scripture said, when the angel talked to Rachel, to Rebecca, Slakia, he let her know that there are two manner people in your own, two manner nation. The elder will serve the younger. And you see, everything came to pass. Now you see now Jacob now following the instructions, from his father and the mother. Right? And he now do just as the father and the mother's given, the father gave him instructions. And now Esau now seeing that now, as the scripture say, he went and took a wife of Malat, that the daughter Ishmael, that was Abraham's son. So he now saying, well, hey, this is Abraham's son too. This is family. This is family. So, and as we continue to read on down now, we will get more into the story between Esau and Jacob about who obeyed and who disobeyed, right?
Yeah.
So
one more thing, right?
Right.
And this is another thing now. Again, now a lot of people could say and think verse 5, right? And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went on to Padan Aram, unto Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob, Esau's mother. So now, like, when people think that, they go think like, but Jacob looking to go and be with somebody else from another nation, not meaning like that was really for the man. So that's like what he did, like if we come to say, hey, I can go on, you see Africa and thing, and say, hey, that can by the African. He's still a Eastern Yama. That's the place where he live in, say that's come under, like just calling that because of the place he live in, and people might think, hey, look, Jacob going and marry her with him, but also, if your father don't send him and tell him to go and take a woman from from his mother brother, and then it's already blind, that hey, this person is of serious, so you're not going against the thing with father and taking a woman of his kind too, no? Right?
Is it?
Yeah, come.
Book of Genesis, chapter 20 and verse 11. Verse 11. Pagai Bama Kwawama Waya Lana Shama Kaya Ashama Waya Kwaka Ma'a Bana Wa Ama Kwa Wama. Waya Shama. Shama. Mara. Mara. Asha. Taya. Yawa. Waya. Shaka. Ba. Bama. Bama. Kwawama. Hawa a. Wayaka lama. Waha naha. Sala shalama. Mataza ba. Arataza ha. Wara asha wa. Magawai. Ashama Wamaha. Waha naha. Mala akawa. Alaha yam. Hayam. Alahayam. Laham. Laham. Wayara da. Yam. Bawam. Yaha Yahawa. Nataza ba. Alaya Ail ya. Ail waya. Ail yawa. Waya ahama ra. Ana ya. Yahawa. Allah. Alahaya. Abba ra ha. Abraham. Abba Yaka. Laha. Lahawa. Yataza Wataza Kwara Yataza Kwara Ha'a Rataza Ashara Ata Ha Shaka Ba I Laya Ha Laka Atana Naha Wala Walata Walata Ra'aika Waha Yahawa Tara Aika Ka'ai Para Ha'a Rataza Yapa Rataza Ta Yamaha Wakwa Ba Ma Wakwada Maha Watazapa Naha Wana Ga Baha Wana Ba Rakawa Baka Kala Shapa Kata Ha'ada Ha Adam Waba Ta Wabata Ra'aika Waha Naha Ana Kaya I Naka Washamai Washamar Tayaka Bakala Ashara Talaka Waha Sharata Yaka Al Ha'a Damaha Hatta Taha Kaya La'a Ai Ta Baka Ai Da Shara Ama Aisha Yata Ya Ata Ashara Daba Rashaya Laka Waya Ya Kwa Taza Ya Ai Kwa Ba Mashana Tawa Waya Amara Apka Na Yasha Yahawa Bama Kwa Ma Ataha Wa'a Naka Ya Wa La'a Yada Ai Taha Ya Waya Yara Waya Mara Maha Naya Nawa Ra'a Ama Kwa Wama Ha Ta Ataha Ayan Taha Kaya Ama Bayata Alahayam Yat Wataha Wa'ira Ashamayam
Genesis chapter 28 and verse 11. And he lighted lighted up a certain place, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place, and put them for his pillow, and laid down in that place to sleep. Verse 12, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth. On the top of it he reached to the heaven, and behold, the angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it. Verse 13, and behold, the Lord stood above it, and said, I am the Lord power of Abraham, thy father, and the Most High of the God, the power of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. Verse 14, and thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Verse 15, and behold, I am with thee. I will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and I will bring thee again into this land, for I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. Verse 16, and Jacob awake out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. Verse 17, and he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place! This is none other but the house of the Most High, and this is the gate of heaven. Yeah, so like when we check in verse 7 and thing like like when we even serve as personally Most High and all too, right? Like you could have your ups and you could have your ups and downs and thing like that. Like when you check like Christianity and thing, is like Christianity have them in like in a kind of girly atmosphere growing up and thing. I say like when you check out like with Jacob, and then he is a man, he father has riches, and he like if he come to say great grandfather Abraham had riches and thing, he could have men totally carrying around by he journey, and then after like hey the man take a stone to lie down and put your head and thing like hey, and you see him like all them thing like in like the ghettos and like thing too, that kind of ghetto spirit and all, wherever it is to for me to get arrested, wherever it is that to do sometime and thing, it might be the best thing sometime to do, but I will get you and thing too, right? And I see I keep on getting as the most I keep on saying to from fathers and them, hey, this I keep on saying again, from that seed come down and thing, I will keep on blessing you and thing and two. And then after now, when we go, then they say and verse 14, right? And in thy seed shall be all as the dust of the earth, right? And thou shalt spread abroad, right, to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in thee, in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed, right? So now everybody go think now like, hey, this talking about the East Indian, Chinese, the white man, the Arab, all them things, not really. And then after, it's not that. So people go feel is that not talking about when Jacob now start to create, start to have all his sons, and then this is what we're talking about, where we coming now with the tribe of Asher, tribe of Zebulun, tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin. So when you check all over the Caribbean, South America, we go all in Europe, England. There's blacks, Hispanics all over the world. So even down to even down when the thing and all to down to even the white man cause it to spread and all, because when the tribes and them end up leaving, right, and they come down here and all to heat, they come and they take them and carry them all to Europe and thing, and even think that they even start to spread all into Europe and all kind of places and all to say, see again, wherever we is all across the earth and thing, this is what the most I say we will be blessed, and wherever we is and all to the places and then go be blessed and all too. And then after you check and all too, the somebody the people and all, them riches and all is coming from the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and all too, what taking place and all.
And again, you know, as we continue to go through these records, and it is very, very important and to understand, you know, that as the scripture said, the Most High is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And everything that is taking place here now, as you say, the scripture says, everything that written before time was written for we living. And as we continue to read through the book of Genesis and to, you know, to bring to understanding and to the people them, you know, our brothers and sisters to understand, you know, why it is now, you know, that again, yeah, the conditions that we are in at present now, again disobedient. But as we go through the scriptures now and again more understanding and understand the scriptures again, that as the scriptures say, you know, the Most High present on earth is going to melt like wax. So this scripture in verse 11, right, in verse 12, you know, as it is mentioning concerning, you know, when Jacob had that dream, and in verse 12, and you say, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached heaven, and behold, angels of the Most High ascending and descending on it. So this is how the Most High does receive his information. That is why you see everything that we do, even again, anything that we do, it will reach unto the Most High. It's the same way that when you set up any government or any institution, it must have a head, and everybody else under that head is going to bring what is taking place, the information back to the head. And this is an example showing that the Most High now has his government set up again and again. When you go through the scriptures, you'll get more information again and again. This is the records of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So now you see now the Most High now receiving instructions, and by Jacob now, you know, receiving this dream and seeing, you know, what is taking place of, you know, the instructions that the Most High have his work going on, and he knowing everything what is taking place. So he's saying this now, you know, in verse, that's not it. And he saw right, and he said, behold, the Most High stood above it and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham, thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land wherein thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. So he making known thing. That's why I say that again. This is a promise that he already promised unto Abraham. So he reminding Jacob concerning this and to his seed. And now he reminded him that the seed will be as the dust of the earth, so this going into you know, to the 12 tribes. And he said, verse 15, and this is something that we must pay attention to. And he said, behold, I am with thee, and I will keep thee in all places where thou goest. So where we are today, we are scattered through the four corners of the earth. And who is with us? Because who is crying unto the Most High? Only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So the Most High is with us. And why is with us? Because again, this was a promise that he had promised unto Abraham. And as you see, as we go down now, you know, after Jacob awakened out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Most High is in this place, and I knew it not. So before now, he didn't have that understanding. And now with this dream, it enlightened him to let him know that any movement that you make, the Most High is around. And why it is? Because why? He had angels encamping around. And then now when the scripture says in verse 17, he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of the Most High, and this is his is the gate of heaven. So, knowing this, nothing that established in this earth, the Most High knows everything, because why? As you read from in the beginning, he said he created the heaven and the earth, and it go from day 1 to day 7. So now Jacob now gain that understanding now that this everything belongs to the Most High, and just as he was growing up, and again the instructions that he get from his father, and the father get from his father straight down to the beginning, he kept that. So now he getting the same vision or the same dream that was unto his father's coming down. So again, just as the scripture, the Most High don't change. So he keeping this instruction and keeping this government again set up, just established from the beginning. So again, as we continue to read through the book of Genesis, this is the record, this is the history, and we will get more understanding as we continue to go on, right?
That's one more thing I like want to send and all to. That's still like one thing I want to say. Same land, Canaan is really the same land, which is called the land milk and honey, right? So even when you go back up on all to this, they say like the Most High is in this. The Most High is in this place, because this is the place he make everything start for you now. When they check the and thing, what they tell me, like, so now everybody say right Israel and thing, but Israel is not the landmass where it is today. So a lot of other nations is on the landmass of Israel right now. So Canaan is one, and thing with them Africans and them one. And after we go again to some of them Middle East countries and all, lying on and thing and all too. And even like when we go back and all down in the scriptures and all too, where the woman and them and the lions and them was eating them and all too again, because again they show you, hey, this land here, it belongs to the Most High and all too. And if you're not coming in accordance with this here with the Most High and things will happen to you and thing, and Jacob have a right to feel how you feeling, because that, hey, this is the place where the Most High thinks, and things, I say fairly Most High, and do and keep his commandments and things to the same way. So that way you could be in order with the Most High too, right? Yeah.
So next verse.
Matkwaya, ban Banyamian Banya Shala.
Matkwaya, ban Banyamian Banya Shala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam. Continuing in the Hebrew from Genesis chapter 28 and verse 19. Waya Quara'a Ata Shama Ama Kwa Wama Ha Hawa'a Baya Taha Allah Wa'a Walama Lawata Shama Ha'ai, Ha'ai, Yara, Yara, Lara, Asha, Naha, Waya, Dara, Wa'ai, Ya'ai, Kwaba, Nadara, La'a, Mara, Ama, Yahawa, Alahayam, Aimada, Ama, Daya, Washa, Mara, Naya, Dara, Bada, Raka, Hata, Hataha, Asha, Ashara, Anaka, Ya, Hawa, Laka, Wana, Tana, Laya, Lakam, La'a, La'aka, Kala, Ya, Waba, Wabagada, Laba, Sha, Washaba, Taha, Ya, Masha, Basha, Lawam, Allah, Baha, Bayata, Abaha, Waha, Yahawa, Waha, Waha, Yahawa, Laya, La'ai, La'a, Lahayam, Alahayam, Waha, Abana, Ataha, Ashara, Shema, Taya, Tahaya, Mataza, Baha, Yahweh, Bayata, Alahayam, Waka, La Shara, Taha, Tana, Laya, Aishara, Aishara, Nawa, Laka. Book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 1. Waya Sha'a Ya'ai Kwaba Raga Layawa Waya Laka Aratazaha Ba Naya Kwadam. Verse 2. Yaha Waya Ra'a Waha Naha Ba'ara Basha Daha Waha Naha Shama Shala Shaha Aida Ra Wa Ya Taza Ana Rada Taza Yama Ya Yam I Aila Yaha Kaya Mana Ada Ara Hawa Yashakwa Wa Da Ra Yan Waha Na Gada Laha Ail Paya Haba Ara. Verse 3. Wana Ashapa Wa Shamaha Kala Da Ra Wayam Waga la lawa. Ata ha abana. Ma'aila Faya Aba Ara Waha Shara Wa Ata Ataza Ana Waha Shawa Shaya Bawa Ata Ba Na Ail Paya Aba Ara Lamai Kwa Maha.
Genesis chapter 29, 28, and verse 18. And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of that city was called Luz at the first. And Jacob vowed a vow, and saying, If the Most High will be with me, and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall the Lord be with my power. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be the Most High's house. And of all that thou hast given me, I will surely give the tenth unto thee. Genesis chapter 29 and verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well in the field. And lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks. And a great stone was upon the well's mouth. And thither were all the flocks gathered. And they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in his place.
Right, so when you check this and then we're going on with Jacob and thing, right? And we as a people, like when we check what we forefathers and doing things, we always are people always praying till we God, we power and thing, right? So I say in all we happiness we pray into the Most High, in all the time of sadness, in all times of sorrow and all them things, we always are people praying, and we shouldn't like when things going bad, we stop pray, and when and things do the same time when things going good, you pray. So you always have to give the Most High all that praises at all times in your life and thing, right? Yeah.
So again, as we continue to go through the book of Genesis, and explaining, concerning, and just as the officer was bringing out earlier on concerning, where the 12 tribes and the places that that they will be dwelling, and as we say, when you go into the Zondervan, pictorial Bible dictionary, and you look up, the word laws or rules. Here we say, a tongue on the north boundary of Benjamin. So you see, just as he was bringing out concerning, these records and them now, all these is lands, that was inherited and was promised unto our forefathers by the Most High. So as you say, the Most High never changed again any promise that he made, because again, as the scripture say, let God's word be true and every man a liar. And everybody that come up against the word of the Most High fail. And as the scripture say again, let the Lord build the house, the builder build it in vain. So all these, fake or false doctrines, it would never stand against the word of the Most High. And this is why, again, all these, things is taking place, because again, the Most High God is the one who is in control of everything. And, as we continue to go through the scriptures, and again, this is the record and this is the history. So anything that, recorded inside here, long as it's not a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian from the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA teaching this, know this is lies, because they're going to have deception and they're going to have discord amongst the people. And as you see now, just as he make mention, in verse 3, right? And they rolled the stone from the well and watered the sheep and put the stone again upon the well's mouth. Yes, right? So now, you're understanding this well now was the same well that, it had the contention between Abraham and the African. And they now make an oath between one another. See this well? The first one, it had a dispute between your servants and my servant, but this well that we make, as we go back, as we was reading earlier on through the book of Genesis, that this well will be my own, and it will be established that, hey, no longer that, you will come and they will say it will have a dispute amongst you, because you already have one, so I have one now. So now this is the same well where, Jacob get instructions, to go on to his mother brother, who is Laban, same family line, to take a wife, because, and again, as the brother bringing out earlier on, we never turn away from the nation. We never turn away from the people. Right? So, anything else to add?
Okay.
Let's see. So, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Book of Genesis, chapter 29, and verse 4. Waya Amara Lahama Ya Wa'ai Kwaba Akaya Ma'a Yana Atama Waya Ama Rawa Maka Rana Anaka Na Wa 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 waya amara la lahama ha haya daai tama a ataha labana bana naka wara waya ama ra wa wada ainawa yada ainawa waya waya ama ra lahama ha shama la ashamala wama lawa waya ama ra wa shala wama waha naha raka laba bata wa ba'a ha aima ataza ana is 7 waya amara hana wada ha yawam ga dawa la aita shapa ama kwa naha ashakwa wa ataza ana wala kawa ra'aiwa waya ama rawa la'a naya kala aida asha ra Ya-A-Shapa-Wa. Kala, Kala. Ha-I-Da. Ra. Yama, Yama. Waga, La. Lawa. Ata, Ha, Aba, Na. Ma'ai, La. Paya. Aba, Ara. Waha, Shara. Yana, Wa. Ataza, Ana. Aiwa, Da, Nawa. Mada, Ba, Ra. Aima, Ma. Wara, Kala. Ba'a, Ha. Aima. Hataza, Ana. Ashara. La'ara. Waha. Kaya. Ra'ai. Ha. Wa'a. 10. 7, 10. 20. Waha. Waya. Yahawa. Ka'a. Shara. Ra'aha. Ya'ai Kwaba. Atara. Kala. Bataha. La. Bana. Ya. Amawa. Wa'ata. Ha. Taza. Ana. Labana. Ya. Amawa. Waya. Gasha. wa ai kwa ba wa ya gala ata ha a bana na ai la paya haba ara wa ya shara ata taza ana labana aka ya amawa.
Book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 4. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said, Of Haran are we. And he said unto them, Know ye Laban, the son of Nehor? And they said, We know him. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel, his daughter, came with the sheep. And he said, Lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep, and go and feed them. Verse 8. And they said, We cannot, until all the flocks be gathered together, until they roll the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. Verse 10. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flocks of Laban, his mother's brother.
So when we check this, right, so when we check this now, you see how nice our people we was, right? So Jacob, me the brothers and them, we asking about Laban and thing. You see the next thing question come out him out when he ask him is the asking, hey, he okay? He in good spirit and thing the same year and thing, right? So like, you know, that how we should always be like towards the people now is like we want to go and find out about somebody and it's just like, hey, yeah, you living down the thank you, you living down the road and asking more questions and thing, right? And then the other one again now, you see again now, them brothers and them had the sheep and thing out in the field and thing, the flock to deal about, he want to reach out to get them a hand again, like when you check today, you might be going somewhere, you see a brother out of bricks and thing, you know, well, you might be ain't going to man, you ain't going to man do nothing, hey, ask the brother, hey, I might be load of them bricks like going and do the and thing. If you decide to say, well, no sin and thing, or it's up to you and thing, but you see now in that nice hospitality spirit, we always have an also, and even today when you go back and all, like, long with Jacob when he meet Rachel and he greet and thing. Today, you know, when we watch with sisters and them, the pastor right next to me, and also it's like, no, we done in this bastard tongue ways and thing, there's no good morning. No good evening, no good night. So like, oh, we go greet the sisters, Yahawa Basham, your Shai Brakata, brothers and them, the same Yahawa, Yatan, from Mashum, your Shai, we sisters and them. It's the same thing, no greetings at all. So we way off other people how we was back then. And that was the school about now to bring back that hospitality, bring back that spirit towards the people and things on that command in general, yeah. Right?
So again, you know, as the officer continued to bring out and he bringing it out even before you even read it, because as we continue to read on now, we're going to see certain things inside here. Again, this is a black man book, and when I say black, I'm talking about black Hispanics and Native Indian, and the same spirit that we just have, because even when as you continue to read on now, and verse 10, and it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban mother, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone. So it shows you Jacob wasn't no squeeny, peeny, weeny man. And then it's the same spirit that we have. When we see our sister and she looking fly, this is we know that to impress that sister. So he went now and showed that hey, I can move the stone. So before it had men moving the stone, he showed that hey, I can move the stone for myself. So he went across just to win that the eyesight of that sister. So by he doing that now, just as we say, hey, he real strong, man, and that is we. So again, it goes to show that Jacob was no nashy fella. He had some potential. He was upright, and he had some power. And when you look at the same thing in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, if we was really feeding how we supposed to be feeding, because right now we impoverished. We're not eating how we supposed to be eating. We're not drinking how we supposed to be drinking. Because why? We turn away from the laws of the Most High God. So that's why we're in this condition today. That's why I see certain things, diseases and things that come upon you because why? Instead of following the customs that we do. So again, when you look at it, and just as the brother bring out now with the salute, as we continue to read on down, then we will see now this salute, and we will explain to you, wasn't you the Christian church teach about you holding somebody and kissing them, right? So anything else? Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. We have this. Then, sir, next please.
Makakobal, ban banyaniam banya shala.
Makakobal,
Banyanyan banya shala. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua B'Katom.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua B'Katom. We continue from the book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 11. Shakwa Ya'ai Kwaba Lara Kala Waya Sha'a Ata Kwala Waya Baka. Verse 12. Waya Gada Wa'ai Ya'ai Kwaba Lara Kala Kaya aka ya aba ha hawa a waka ya bana raba kwaha hawa a wataha ra taza wa taha ga da la a ba ya ha wa ya haya kashama ai labana ata shamai ya ai kwaba bana aka taha ya waya ra taza lakwa ra a taha waya ka ba kwa lawa waya na shakwa lawa waya ba ya aha wa ala baya ta taha wa waya sha para la ba na ata shala kala hada ba ra yama ha'a laha waya amar lawa labana aka aitaza maya wada shara ya ataha waya shaba ai mawa kadasha yama That's 15 waya amara ladana laya ai kwaba Haka ya. Alka ya. Ata ya. Atahaya. Ataya. Wa ai ba da. Tana ya. Ha ham anama ha kanama haga yada ha laya maha masha kara taka wala laba na shata ya bana wa wata bana wata ha shama aga da laha la a ha wa shamai akwa ta na ha rakala
Stop 11. To end 18.
ai ya na ya la a ha raka wa taha wara kala aya taha yapa ta ta'a ra waya pata mara aha waha waya aba ya ya ai kwaba ata aka la waya amara ai ba daka wabai ma shana yamai Barakala, Vataha Ka, Aqua Ta Naha.
The book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 11. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said unto him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall be, Salakia, tell me, what shall thy wages be? Verse 16. And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Verse 17. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. Verse 18. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
So, right, so then when we check that in, all right, verse 11, right, so they say that, and Jacob kissed Rachel, right, and lifted up his voice and wept, right? And then after now, again, you're seeing kiss come up again in verse 13, right? And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him, right? And brought him to his house, and he told Laban of all these things, right? So now when we check the damn thing, right? If we have to go and meet our sister, right? We cannot go and walk up there. We cannot go and walk up that sister and run and kiss it. Everybody Christians like to push and like to push all in the movies and things. We that sister and go, you looking to get a black eye, but you don't know who that sister is talking about. And now the Christians just taking everything literally and we go and kiss a woman. And now when I go and watch this now, so that the woman part of it now, again now, so now the saying this, God created homosexuals, because now you're going to meet a man now, and you're going to kiss a man, again, that is not talking about that. This is words coming out of man's mouth and thing. This is how we used to be greeting with people and think, Yahweh Bashim Rashai Brakata, I think, Yahweh Matan Rashim Rashai. The sisters, and when we come today, normal thing, we see our sister, good morning, sister, how are you? And then you see, brother, we seen dog, and then everything good. This is what they're talking about. I think because if we follow this Christian thing here, all how is death? You're gonna be a dead man, you're gonna kiss somebody, daughter, somebody, wife, and thing. But if what's again coming to this part with them with men now, you're gonna kiss thing like they're watching them. When they're watching them game and now to unique area, all the time you're playing football with your brethren and them and things to that. Now they say the white man is the devil. You all the time you playing football with your brothers and in the ghetto and thing. When you're coming off the field, you get your brother, your five. Now the see now your talent, they reach up in them big clubs and them. You the same brothers, they never do them thing when you're playing football with your brothers. Now you get your brothers a little palm on the hand, so yeah, what you see? Now when you go on the white man football field, now you tapping a man on the bottom and thing. And you see all them homosexual thing, because everything you think about with this whole white man world is just all for the most side, and that's getting you in trouble and making you different and all too, right?
again, the one again to that house.
Okay.
Because again, this now it goes to show you now, if you go to continue to follow in the Christian church, this is why they have homosexuals in the Christian church right now. Because of these scriptures right here. A man running to kiss a man, so now it's legal. They can go to the scriptures now as a homosexual and show about, hey, look, Jacob kissed Laban. No, and it show you now the whole mindset of the Christian church. How in the I.S.U.P.K under command General YAHANNA, I just drawing reference before coming into the truth and understanding this. This would have been the mindset of myself in the world. I just using myself as an example, thinking that when you see this word kiss, no wait now, then homosexual is lawful. Because remember now, as the scripture said, this is the book of the law. These all the laws inside here. So you see that man kissing our next man. Not knowing now when you come into the I.S.U.P.K and the command general, and I learned that this is a salute. And when they show you that this was a salute, it was like, nah. And then your spirit now bear witness to that and realize, wait now, but it's true. Because really and truly inside there, nothing, only have fire for homosexuality. Because see what you're doing in Sodom and Gomorrah. You burn a whole city to the ground, only dust and ashes. Send them angels, and then just as you know, read Jacob and Jacob, the I.S.U.P.K, them angels coming down to give report, and only burn them out. So how you could come and say that, oh, hey, look at, because why, again, this is why we always make mention that anybody else outside of the I.S.U.P.K under command and General YAHANNA, they're not in the truth. Because they will join hands with the oppressor. They will say, well, hey, this is what this means, this is what that means. And really and truly, they don't have that spirit on them. They don't have that understanding that, hey, this is really and truly a black man book. Because again, inside here is only black people talking. Only black people talking. So when you see word like kiss and you see word like all these things now, your interpretation will be just like what the scripture say. But really and truly, this is black man, just reasoning one another, just as the officer bring. So now we see that clear, and the clear that we see that, we can be able to sit down before the nation and before the people, through the I.S.U.P.K all across and every Sabbath service, and explain to them, hey, that is not what we're talking about, is a salute. And that is why we can bring this to the nation, in Trinidad as well, to all the brothers in Trinidad, all the sisters in Trinidad, and let them know, hey, it's not no kiss, it's a salute. And now, within the mind, don't know really and truly it's true. Because just as you say, you run up to a man, you see a woman, you want to kiss she might have one big straw, and if you one box, and you flow straight to the ground. So again, as we continue to read on, pay attention, and again, stay in tune with the classes, like, share, subscribe, and then we continue to do the Sabbath services on them. Is to bring the awareness to people that we of course belong to Black Hispanics and Indians, right?
And that's now, and then after we go like in verse 16, which we reach up to
18.
right? So we go in verse 16 now, right? You're seeing now, right? True slavery and thing now, we lose everything now. So now men seeing women and thing that like, and women is coming out the parents' house and thing, and like the parents in themselves knowing what going on and thing, and they just know like, hey, yeah, I'm going out with John, and John is coming picking them up, and not even self the same greeting and all come here and all the same greeting and the same kiss and say, hey sir, how are you today and thing and whatever, and telling you, well, hey, I really like your daughter and thing, whatever. Man, but it's after maybe 2 years past, then after the same girl now, this father would like this girl now going and talk to she father and all kind of thing. When even self like the father now could be a brother and say, hey, I let you know soul, yeah. See she alone and thing. She can end up making you get in trouble. That is not a good sister for you as well. The same thing now, if you go meet the father and thing, the father can come and tell, hey, yeah, My daughter is a very nice person, take care of she and all too and thing. But now again now we just decided to pick up, we just been as we say now, it's white man will win. We just decided to go meet a woman just so and not going to meet the person who grew she up and take care of she and let's feel because let's go and take somebody property and just go with it and drop you back when you want and thing. And rather when you really check it, rather disrespectful and thing for a man grow up with daughter and a man just take she and go with it. And if you self the same way and all to it, say again, a man might have about 5 daughters and thing, and you know, that one might be the right one as yet because you know she ain't come up the way how she should. You could tell you, hey, wait, hold on, she ain't ready yet and all them things. So again, at all time a man growing on a sister, and then you should always at the same time you're growing on a sister, yes, the same time you should be meeting our parents and things too, because now you're gonna start to see the qualities in the same parents and the same thing with she. And if you know something off there now, you could say, hey, nah, I ain't seeing something right. But then after now, men picking up themselves, and then after now, because of beauty and thing, even self study and all too is like this and all too. When you're taking all this, you're seeing all the time, like we being Israelite brothers and thing, them sisters and them will know, hey, see them Israelite brothers and them. You have to really catch them dressing up nice and thing, but that time the spirit real bad. And then after now, you might have another sister now. It's like this, she had everything that was she, but she dressing off. So at the same time, it's still had to take time with all them sisters and them. So you say one dressing nice, she well do no cleavage, and she well dress up everything, but she spread the real bad. You still had to take time. And even say no, that same, you might have a sister and all too. She dressing bad and she spread really good and thing to say that now we had to take time to groom that woman and bring shop and all too. Because the same thing again, you don't know really waiting and that was really always at all time really come to our sister parents and things too. That's how the scripture saying and all too, right? Yeah.
Continue reading. Book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 19. Yahamara Labana Ta Waba Taha Taya A Taha Ha Laka Ma Taha Tahaya A Taha La Aya Sha Aka Ra Shabaha Aimada Ya Waya I Bada Ya I Kwa Ba Bara Ka La Shabai Shana Yama Waya Haya Wa Ba I Ya Na Ya Wa Kaya Ma Yama Akada, Yama, Ba'a, Ha, Bata, Wa, Ata, Ha, Ya, Waya, Amara, Wa, Ya, Ai, Kwa, Ba, Allah, Laba, Na, Aba, Ata, Asha, Taha, Ya, Kaya, Mala, Awa, Yama, Ya, Wa'a, Ba, Wa, Aha, Allah, Ya, Had, Ha, Allah, Ya, Ha, Ya, Waya, Asapa, Labana, Ataha, Kala, Ana, Shaya, Hama, Kwa, Wama, Waya, Aisha, Masha, Taha, Wa, Yahawa, Ba'ai Raba, Wa, Yakwa, Wa, Yakwa, Ka, Ata, La'a, Ha, Bata, Wa, Haba'a, Ata, Ha, Alahaya, Waha, Waya, Ba'a, Allah, Yaha, Alahaya, Waya, Tana, Labana, Laha, Ata, Sa, Ata, Lapa, Ataza, Lapa, Ha, Wa, Shapa, Kwa, Shapa, Ka, Taha, Wa, La, Aha, Bataha wa wa shapa ka ha wa ya haya ba para wa ya naha na wa hawa a la a ha waya amara ala laban maha zaata ha ai shayata laya hala a bara kala aiba da taya aima ka wala maha rama yata naya ya waya amara labana la a ya ai washa kana bama kwa wa mayan ya la taha hataza ai ra ha lapa na ya habaka yara mala a wa no shabai za ataha wana tahana ha laka gam ataha za atahaba ai bada ha a shara ai taha ai ba da aima da ya ai wa da shaba ai shana yam Aka Ra Wataha Wa Ya Ai Wa Aisha Wa Aisha Wa Ai Kwaba Kana Wa Ya Mala Shamai Shaba Ai Za Ata Wa Ya Tana Lawa Ataha Ra Kala Ba Taha Wa Lawa La A Shaha Waya Tana Laban Lara Kala Bataha Wa Ataha Bala Ha Shapa Ka Tawa La Ha La Shapa Ka Ha Ya Waya Ba'a Gum Allah Rakala Ya Ha Ya Waya Aha Ba Gum Ata Ka Rakala Mala Aha Waya Aibada Aima Ya Wa Aiwa Da Wa Shaba Ai Shana Ya Yama A Aka Ra Wata
Straight with the team. All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 19. And Laban said, "It is better that I give thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me." And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, "Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her." And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening, that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. And Laban gave unto his daughter Zilpah his maid for a handmaid. Verse 25. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said unto Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said, it must not be so. Salakia, verse 26. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. And Laban gave to Rebekah his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid. Read 32 on this one. Read 30. Verse 30. And he said in all Salakia, and he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
So you see in a way, you know, it's like when a man love a woman, where you go do sometime and think about this, like, you know, when a man really love that woman, really with all that you're doing and thing, make sure it is the right woman you're really good, you're really going for, because if you're really going through all that time, and then after now, you get it, she spirit off, like, you might want to go mad, and then you say, but wait, now I do all this hard work for you, and boy, it's only headache I get from you. So it's like, make sure it's the right woman at all times. You're looking to go to take the time to really know and all too, right? And all too, and then after now when we check and all too, like this and all too, when we go back with the part where he's saying that, right, and Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her, right? So when we check verse 21, right, and it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah, and he said to Laban, what is this? Right, so when you check back, verse 24 now, right, so 21 and Laban gave unto him the daughter Leah, which was handmaid, right? So right, so from 21, 23, now you're seeing that how a woman becomes a man, wives and thing, right, by having sex, right? So although Laban say, well, hey, give me Rachel, no call him go on to she, he does say, no, hey, but he trying to show, hey, this is how it is, this is how a man is gay, why, by having sex, right? So although Rachel didn't think, he explained to him, hey, give me she, let me go on the sheet, so she becomes his wife, but he didn't get her. But now, when you watch what Laban do, right? So he come and keep this feast now, and instead of he bringing Rachel, he bring Leah, and now Leah becomes his wife because he went and had sex with her. And sex is marriage in the eyes of the Most High, not the I do thing. A man going down on them knees and say, "Will you marry me?" and all them thing, and then after bring the thing, the mother and the father exchanging the ring and all this thing with the Christian church, like the person. Sex is marriage. So when a man go and live with a woman, that woman becomes his wife, right? Anything?
Right. Again, you know, as the officer bringing out, this is our next point again, the next breaking down strongholds again, the Christian church. You don't have to go and, you know, all this big see me the meeting as we say and I'm working off your life just to keep our wedding ceremony to prove that I'm going to marry this girl with this ceremony. The scripture is it's showing you what is marriage.
Okay.
What is marriage? And this we do here, the service time, the brother service time, as you see higher up in verse 15, and Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? So Jacob this is what his wages will be, in the sense that, hey, I will serve for you, I will work, labor with you because he's my brother. And again, all of this showing, how we used to communicate and function. And this is now, this now again, when it come down, I come into the law, we come to, with the dowry concerning, so, and again, the general was breaking down something, something concerning, with the dowry, that, a dowry could be, as he was breaking it down, it could mean a drink, a drawing reference. And it could be, something that it worth. This woman worth this. And if you see, it's showing it right here through the scripture that as we read it now. Because Rachel now was like, hey, the prize. But Leah wasn't as she was tender eye. Means that didn't mean to say that she wasn't good looking or whatever. She was best as well, but more softly, than what Jacob was looking for. You see, Rachel catch the eye. That's why he moved the whole stone for himself. So that stone he moved it, she catch the eye. So it's just like her brother now when he tracking her sister, and this sister catch the eye. It could have other sisters, but really and truly, this sister really catch my eye. And that will take place right here with that. And Laban now, as he's saying, being brotherly now, not, again, this is our next breakdown, being brotherly. He used this now, and this is not a custom, that you gain the elder or you make it any custom. But this was just his custom. At that point in time, hey, this is what we just do here. Again, the older first. So he did opposite against what he say, but what he do, he let him know, hey, this is what I work for, and then he make a next, deal with him. But within that week, he served and he gave him the next daughter, and he said, yeah, we're going to serve the next 7 years. So he had both of them, and this is what our King Yahawashi was speaking about. When a man sleep with this woman, know this, you can't push you away, but the next one you have to keep the both of them, and that's exactly what takes place here. So he had was to keep the both of them, because sex is marriage. So again, as we, stop here at this time, and next week, Lord allow, we continue our next Sabbath service. We continue to read on down now, and what we're just going in now to the 12, the sons of Jacob, which will make up the nation of Israel. So again, tune into the classes, and then like, share, subscribe, and tune into your Sabbath service every Saturday throughout I.S.U.P.K worldwide. And anything Aisha?
That's the Mary, let's finish it off and thing like you see the scripture again, so Jacob gave one wife and thing, right? And then after now again he wanna go and serve to get another wife, right? And again you see again who the Mosai send him down there to get the woman and them, right? So it's like this time out too. So if woman is like feel a kid like to think this and out to be not pushing that a man have to have more than one wife, but if it do come up and thing, it's like it's a situation to deal with it, right? But at the same time, it's like if them women and them, if they say no, they want to believe in the Passover, right? And they want to believe in the dietary law that hey, yeah, I just eat I just eat goat, I just eat lamb and thing, but you don't want to believe that a man could have more than one wife. You really don't believe in the Most High and thing, right? But all these is things that the Most High and all too. All right. So that will be the end of the Sabbath service, right? Stop.
Sa.
YAHANNA to Israel.
Sin and Trinidad.
We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Wadash, Hayah, Shamaka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'ah, Atazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamaya, Tananawa, Lakam, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kawabot now, Kasalak now, Kawabot now, Wala'ah, Tabeanawa, Wanasaya one, Abal, Washai now, Mayon, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Takarat, Wa'aywalamyam, Aman.
What we just said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as good as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Yahweh, Hashem,
Awashai,
Tananawa, Aka, Larapa, Kalmakala, Kalmadawa, Lata, Amatazaraya, Lakwayam, Matayam, Aka, Ail Rakawat, Atamayala, Lagarashan, Basham, Yawashai, Tawadama.
What you just said, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power, power to heal, all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, cast them out, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
Yahweh, Hashem,
Awashai,
Rakanawa, Abayad, Barak, Rapa, Magan, Hashem, Yawashai,
Tawadama.
What you just said. Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us, and Israel, and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
The read Psalms 121. Asha, Ayan, Ya, Al,
Paharayam,
Harayam,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Yaba,
Yaba,
Izara,
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 Mayam,
Mayam,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aishash,
Aishash,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'a,
Wa,
Rataza,
Rataza,
Al,
Al,
Yatan,
Yatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Ragalka,
Ragalka,
Al,
Al,
Yana,
Yana,
Wam,
Yawana,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hayan,
Hayan,
La'a,
La'a,
Wanawam,
Wanawam,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yashan,
Yashan,
Shawamo,
Sharamo,
Yashala,
Yashala,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Shamakar,
Shamakar,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Aliad,
Aliad,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Ashamash,
Ashamash,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayaraka,
Wayaraka,
Ya'ala,
Ayala,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Malakrai,
Malakrai,
Ya Shamar,
Yashamar,
Atta Nashpaka,
Atanashaka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Yawabaka,
Yawaka,
Maitaha,
Maitaha,
Waid,
Waid,
Aiwala.
Aiwalim.
What we just said, I will lift up my eyes
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hills,
unto the hills,
from whence cometh my help.
from whence cometh my help.
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot
He will not suffer thy
to
foot
be moved.
to be moved.
He that keep thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold, he that
Behold,
keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee
The sun shall not smite thee
by day,
by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out,
The Lord shall preserve thy going out,
and thy coming in from the time forth,
and thy coming in from the time forth,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
We're going to read Psalm 83 in the Hebrew.
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Takarash,
Al-Takarash,
Wa'al,
Wa'al,
Takarat,
Takarat,
Kwat,
Takarat,
Al,
Al,
Kayanhana,
Kayanhana,
Awabaka,
Awabaka,
Waham,
Waham,
Wa'an,
Wa'an,
Raish,
Raish,
Ail,
Al,
Aimaka,
Aimaka,
Uriah, Mawa,
Raya Mawa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wa'ata,
Ata,
Wa'aitazawa,
Aitazawa,
Aitazapawanka,
Aitazawawanka,
Mawa,
Almawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wakanka,
Wakanka,
Adam,
Adam,
Magawa,
Agawa,
Wa'ala,
Waala,
Yazaraka,
Zarka,
Sham Yashala,
Shamyashala,
Aiwada,
Aiwada,
Kaya,
Kaya, Kaya,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Aitazawan,
Aitazawan,
Laba,
Laba,
Yaka,
Yaka,
Adawa,
Adawa,
Yaka,
Ayaka,
Mariat,
Mariat,
Yaka,
Yaka,
Arakawat,
Arakawat,
Ahayala,
Ayala,
Adawam,
Alawam,
Washamai,
Shamai,
Allah,
Ala,
Yam,
Yam,
Mawa Abai,
Awawai,
Wagarium,
Bulgarian,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'ai Mawan,
Aibawan,
Wa'ai Malakwa,
Aibalakwa,
Palash,
Palash,
Ai Yashabai,
Ayashabai,
Tazawo,
Tazawo,
Gam Ashawo,
Ganashawo,
Nalawat,
Nalawat,
Ayam,
Ayom,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Zarai,
Zawai,
Laban,
Laban,
Yalawat,
Yahawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Halaam,
Halam,
Kamadan,
Kamadan,
Kasa,
Kasa,
Ya,
Ya,
Shara,
Shara,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Aban,
Aban,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Payash,
Payash,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Nasha,
Nasha,
Amadawa,
Amadawa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hawa,
Hawa,
Hawawa,
Awawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La,
La,
Adamaha,
Adamaha,
Shayat,
Shayat,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Nada,
Nada,
Wab,
Wab,
Mawa,
Mawa,
Kaira,
Kaira,
Wakazaba,
Wakasaba,
Wakazaba,
Wakasaba,
Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Manai,
Manai,
Kalnash,
Kalnash,
Yaka Mawa,
Shayakawaba,
Ashur,
Asher,
Amawa,
Amawo,
Nayarash,
Nairash,
La Nawa,
Nananawa,
Ata,
Ata,
Nawat,
Nawat,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
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 Shayat,
Shayat,
Tahammo,
Tahamo,
Kagalga,
Kagalga,
Kwash,
Kwash,
Lapan, Rakawa,
Lapan Rakawa,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Tabaira,
Tabaira,
Yaira,
Aira,
Wakal, Kaba,
Wakal Kaba,
Ta'a, La'at,
Ta'al Wabat,
Arayim,
Arayim,
Kan,
Kan,
Tara, Ad, Apam,
Sarara Mapam,
Basarai,
Masarai,
Aka,
Aka,
Waba,
Waba,
Asha,
Asha,
Wa'apatkan,
Wapaka,
Ta'abal,
Ta'amal,
Alam,
Alam,
Ma'al Aha,
Ma'al Aha,
Panyan,
Panyam,
Kwalawan,
Kalaw,
Waya,
Waya,
Babokasha,
Awakasha,
Shamaka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Wabashawa,
Wabashawa,
Waya,
Waya,
Banayal,
Banayal,
Wa,
Wa,
Ideal,
Ayai,
Wa,
Wa,
Kaparanwa,
Kamaranwa,
Kaparanwa,
Araranwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadawa,
Abadawa,
Waya,
Waya,
Dai Aiwa,
Dai Aiwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Ata,
Shamaka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Ailiawan,
Ayawan,
Ail Kayal,
Ay Kayawat,
Ha, Arataza.
Arataza.
What you just said. Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thou silence.
O Mosai.
O Mosai.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Mosai.
And be not still, O Mosai.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult,
thy enemies make a tumult,
and they hated thee,
and they that hated thee
have lifted up their head.
and lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty
They have
counsel
taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against thy hidden
and
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come and let us cut them off
come and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
And the name of Israel
may be no more
will be no more
in
in
remembrance.
remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted
with
together
one consent.
one consent.
They are confederates against thee,
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of Edom,
Tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
and Gebal,
and Gebal,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
and the children of Lot,
and children of Lot,
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the
and
Midianites,
as to Syria,
as to Syria,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
and the brook of Kison,
and the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles
Make their nobles
like Orab,
like Orab,
and as Zebab.
as Zebah.
Yea,
Yea,
all their prince,
all the princes,
as Zabah,
as Zabah,
as Zebulunah,
as Zebulunah,
who said, let us take ourselves to the houses of the Most High,
let us take ourselves to the house of the Most
in
High,
possession.
in possession.
O Most High,
Most High,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains,
and the flame setteth the mountains
on fire,
fire,
so prosecute them
so persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid,
and make them afraid
with thy storm,
with thy storm,
fill their faces
fill their faces
with shame,
shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to
and
shame
perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the Most High
and the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
This is I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you,
King of
Yahweh,
heaven and
King
earth,
of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
the name of
name
Yahweh,
of Yahushua.
listen to us now,
Listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and
Send
curses,
evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers, the prince,
the prince,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
Israelite brothers,
and the schools.
and the school.
Send evils and
Send
curses,
evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel,
and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel,
that refuse to give to the
and
school,
refuse to give to the school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
to enter thy sanctuary.
into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and
Send
curses,
evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and
to the
destruction
Edomites,
to the Edomites,
and the nation,
and the nation,
and the drug dealers,
and the drug dealers,
court system,
court system,
prison
prison
system,
system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governmental war enemies,
all the governmental enemies,
ambulance synagogues and armies,
and synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope, Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Militia,
militia, Ku Klux Klan,
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Force Militares,
Militares,
gay movement, lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, the radio channels, so big the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction. All the heathen that stand in our way, that try to stop us from broadcasting your will throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the planes, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh shine, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. All the people with my voice, and let the angels have done it. What we spread to the media, to the whole world, for them to shake up thy comment. In the name of Yahweh, thank you all. So be it. Stop. Let's get everybody online and one finish with Imagine Shabbat. Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Shai Bakata. Yadimata,